Share My Lesson is a place where educators can come together to create and share their very best teaching resources. Developed by teachers for teachers, this free platform gives access to high-quality teaching resources and provides an online community where teachers can collaborate with, encourage, and inspire each other. Share My Lesson has a significant resource bank for Common Core state standards with advice and guides to help with the resources. Share My Lesson was developed by the American Federation of Teachers and TES Connect, the largest network of teachers in the world.
There were several compelling reasons for developing this site with TES. First, we know teachers are shouldering tremendous responsibilities in their classrooms. I've been in countless classrooms throughout the country. Teachers are expected to do so much, often with so little support, and deep cuts to education have made the situation even worse.
As a teacher, the pressure is on and everything is about student performance, and we probably need about 36 hours in a 24-hour day.
You're working so many hours, you don't have free time. We always work overtime. We don't get paid for overtime, but we do put in our hours, and you know, it's part of the job of teaching.
We're down to probably about an hour a week of true planning. So in that hour, you've got to be able to grade papers, do your lesson plans, get things together for the next day, clean up the classroom and everything else.
Teaching is a really tough job, and what makes it tougher is teachers don't get the support or the tools they need to succeed with kids. It's one of the reasons why 50% of teachers leave the profession within the first 5 years.
And in a standardized test prep environment, the oxygen in the room, so to speak, becomes, are we meeting the standard or not? A lot of the priorities get twisted, and instead of priorities being around, are we actually helping every student learn?
Our pay is tied to the achievement of our kids, so that pressure comes through my paycheck and ability to feed my family. Yeah, everybody's feeling it, from the school board all the way down to the classroom and the children, and that's the saddest part, that the children feel it most of all.
We have a responsibility not only to shine a spotlight on the costs of attrition, the cost of this turnover, but also to ensure that teachers have the tools and support they need to help their students succeed.
And we don't want teachers just grabbing stuff offline and saying, well, I found this, and I'm just going to kind of throw this at kids and see what happens. It's like throwing stuff against the wall to see what sticks.
I know as a new teacher, one of the struggles was just having the resources. I remember sitting on the floor in the teacher store with like everything around me, trying to figure out what's going to meet the next week's skill set.
The online resources that I use, first of all, I pay for them, and they're limited. You want to have quality resources that are backed up. You don't want to be using sites that don't have credibility.
We do spend way too much time trying to sift and find that exact lesson that's going to help us. So anything that can try and help save with time management is going to allow us then to really focus on how to make the lesson we do have even better.
We've developed Share My Lesson to help solve these challenges that teachers face every day. One of the best ways to help students achieve at high levels is by ensuring that their teachers have the tools and resources to help them succeed. We want to make sure this tough job is more manageable. And that's what Share My Lesson is all about. It's built by frontline professionals. It's by teachers for teachers.
We are the experts in the field because we are in the trenches all the time and we know what works, what doesn't work. So when we are actually helping one another through Share My Lesson, I think we have the best resources.
You know, there's just so many teachers that buy things that sometimes are made from catalog companies. You know, it's not the same as something that a teacher puts their blood, sweat, and tears into to help their class.
We have this online network where some of our best teachers are sharing the greatest resources they have with each other. And we're informing new teachers some of our best practices and our greatest strategies that impact our kids as learners.
The nice thing about the site is that there's a peer review. So as these things are in place, people are reviewing them. So we're going to start to see those stronger resources pull to the top.
And I think that teachers will, you know, be drawn to it because it is teacher reviewed and is backed by AFT.
The idea behind Share My Lesson is to bring together the technology and the experience of TSL in running those huge teacher sharing websites and the drive, determination and real understanding of education in the US that the AFT brings us.
Louise, their CEO, believes, as do I, that by improving education, we can improve our society. And we also believe that the way we improve education is by empowering educators.
We know that teachers spend most of their time desperately looking for the best resources to make their lessons interesting and inspiring for both the whole class and individual children. And so the best thing you can give them is a huge array of resources for them to choose the very best lesson for that class and that child. And that's what ShareMyLesson.com does.
Most kids, by the end of the year, they know their teacher's teaching styles. But using Share My Lesson, it might introduce a new teaching concept or a teaching style where the kids will be a little bit more energized.
When other teachers are putting their projects online, I think the most important part is going to be the inspiration and the new life it can give a project that a teacher already teaches.
And one of the first things that I opened, and it was something just so simple. It was a hundreds chart, but just right underneath it, this teacher had it in Word form too. And I was like, wow, you know, something as simple as that, and it's just so powerful.
We're in a new world in American education. This fall, millions of teachers will be challenged to start teaching to the Common Core state standards. And while the AFT supports the standards, because we know that it will help assure that students can apply skills that will make them ready for college, career, and life, whether you support or don't support the standards, we have to make sure our teachers have the tools to meet them.
Share My Lesson can bring all of the best to the table, and we can all then gain some information about what the standards are all about. What does it look like? What are they talking about when they say the mathematical practices? We need to have somewhere that we can create that dialogue together and try and understand this new process.
If Share My Lesson is available to all the teachers in the nation and they're all aligned to the Common Core, I think that's going to help us to make sure our kids don't fall behind and they're all in the same level. So I think it's going to equalize the education field.
By levelling the playing field for the child, by giving them access to the highest standard of education and the resources within the classroom, it completely changes their educational experience, has a profound effect on their future career prospects and also their quality of life. And we believe that the teacher is absolutely fundamental to that.
Teachers are excited because we don't have anything like this. I know as I'm reviewing, the activities really are activities that we can use.
I am a quality resource, and I am so excited about sharing what I've already developed.
It's empowering and it's inspirational to see what people are doing across the country.
As I check them out, I'm like, I could slip that in my lesson. That's pretty cool.
What we're going to do is find out whether or not the shape of the fins is going to make it stay with better hang time.
It jazzes up the lesson a little more, gives us a little more meat, a little more excitement. It brings novelty. And they have a lot of things for the kids hands-on to do, and that's going to pump it up here. It's going to take it higher. I just feel like my arsenal has been stopped.
Teachers want to share. Bottom line, they want to share. That why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? And it's not even an ego thing. It's just like, here it is. Because we're very nurturing. They're not just our kids right here in the room. It's all the children in the world that we want to help make a difference.
Whether you are a teacher, a paraprofessional, a college professor, or even a parent, Share My Lesson is for you. This is your platform. It's an opportunity for you to share your expertise with your colleagues or to just get new ideas. Share My Lesson is peers helping peers, not materials from on high. This network truly is by teachers, for teachers, and for free.
Share My Lesson, by teachers, for teachers.
Share My Lesson.
By teachers, for teachers.
Log on now to Share My Lesson and start sharing.